Hey everybody, it's Jase with Marshall Made Collectibles, and today I have a follow-up unboxing. The other day I did the unboxing of the Ultraman Steelbook by Mills Creek Entertainment, and today we're doing the Ultra Q, which is actually comes first. It comes before the Ultraman series. A little background on Ultra Q. What that was is a 28 episode series. It was brought to us by E.G. Subaraya. I believe I might be saying his name wrong, but that's the guy that was the special effect director for Toho Studios, and he helped co-create famous movie monsters like Godzilla and Rodan and Mothra. And what he did is after he left Toho, he created his own studio, which was Subaraya Productions. And one of the first things he did was he came out with this series for television. And at the time, it was the most expensive program ever made for Japanese television. And it centers on a group of like scientists, explorers, adventurers, and they all go around all these different places in Japan, and kind of like a Japanese version of the X-Files before there ever was the X-Files, except they fought like really large kaiju. They fought large monsters. And a lot of these monsters that appear in Ultra Q later came back and fought Ultraman. So a lot of the characters that you see in this bridge the gap of that what becomes Ultraman. Now, this whole series was in black and white. What we have in front of us, though, is the Mills Creek release. It's the complete first series, and if you watch my Ultraman review, I made mention that the Ultraman said Series 2, even though it's the very first season of Ultraman. This was what predated it, and this is what led into Ultraman. What Mills Creek has done here is they've put out two different formats. They've put out a regular edition and they've put out the Steelbook edition. This is the Steelbook. It ends up coming with, it's the complete Japanese broadcast. It's fully remastered and restored in HD. It has the master audio with it. It has a 28-page collectible booklet, and there's also, just like with the Ultraman, a code for Movie Spree, where you will get the whole series as digital downloads. Real quickly, we will go over the packaging like I did with the Ultraman. You have it in this really nice case. It's got the plastic over it. I haven't taken it off yet, but it says Ultra Q. Now, this Ultra Q will be printed on the plastic sleeve. All around it, we have different kaiju monsters that you can see. It does say Series 1. It says Blu-ray plus digital. On the side, we have that really nice red like we had with the Ultraman release. On the back, we have a write-up. Over here it says, for the next 30 minutes, your eyes will leave your body and arrive in this strange moment in time. Kind of reminds you of like a Twilight Zone thing. Now, I will pause this here, or I will have this here where you can pause it and you can read that. A lot of things I just told you just came directly off of that. Again, says you can add it to Movie Spree. The video is in 1080. Audio is Japanese, DTS, HD, Mastered Audio 2.0. Subtitles are in English. Yes, just like Ultraman, and I know a lot of people complained, even if you look at the Amazon reviews about Ultraman, they're all upset that it's not dubbed. Again, not a problem if you are into Asian cinema and have been watching this stuff as long as a lot of collectors have. A lot of my early Godzilla VHS tapes that I was getting back in the day were coming to me from like all the movies that were done, especially in the 90s, were coming to me, and they were not dubbed. They were all subtitled, and I got used to it. It just never really bothered me. I know a lot of people love to have the dubbed versions, but I enjoy hearing the actual actors that were meant to play the roles. Anyway, let's go ahead and I will crack this open, and I will show you what you get in your Steelbook Ultra Q collector set. Okay, and I did my normal thing, like what I like to do on any of my collector DVDs or Blu-rays, is I just basically removed the plastic from the bottom. which still leaves the plastic wrap or shrink wrap around the case. So let's go ahead and plop this down. Without that in place, you do have the Ultra Q Classic Series that started it all, printed on that on the sleeve. On the back, all the information I already showed you is actually printed on the plastic sleeve. What you get on the case is all the Caillou monsters that are around it. The Ultra Q that you saw in the black is actually indented, pressed into the case. That is really nice. I like that a lot. I actually like this case better than the Ultraman. I mean, I like the Ultraman graphics, but I like the extra indentation into the Steelbook. That is really nice. That's a pretty blue too that they did. Again, you have that gorgeous red that you see there. The Ultra Q, just like the Ultraman was done in the gap space there. On the spine. And on the back. We just have more of the monsters, and I keep hitting that thing in the back there. Okay, and then we have our book. Again, done in that beautiful red color, kind of like a gradient. All right, let's pop this open. And again, you have the discs on spindles. This time it is only a 4-disc set. And I will pop those off here in a second, and I will show you the individual artwork on those. Okay, and here is everything that is included in the set, minus the Movie Spree digital code. We're not going to show that on screen. And that is really easy to redeem. You do need to add the app to your phone or your tablet or whatever device that you're going to be watching it with. The disc, like the Ultraman discs, are done in this really nice matte red. Some of them almost go to a gradient orange, but that is disc 1. There's disc 2. Here we got disc 3. And disc 4. You can see how like 4 almost is a more orange than red. And then we have the collector book. And what we have here is just like the Ultraman book. It's a 28-page collector guide. It's done in a nice red. When you open it up, you do get that quote that I read earlier about the next 28 minutes. Table of contents has the history, introduction, episode guide, key monster guide, character guide, and technology guide. So... And like before, each page, it says with the episode guide, it's telling you everything that is on each disc. Like here on the top of page 7, it says disc 1. So all these episodes that you see here would be on your disc 1. These are all the episodes on disc 2 and disc 3. And again, like I said, a lot of these monsters end up appearing later in the Ultraman series. There we got the monster guide. And this is kind of like the science team that we had in Ultraman, the group here. Just very cool. I love these collector sets when they do stuff like that. And a lot of this stuff has not been released. And from what I understand, Mills Creek will be releasing all the Ultraman series. In fact, they have a collector set that's going to be coming out for the Ultra 7. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's it. If you are a fan of this genre, this will be right up your alley. Again, I pre-ordered this, so I got it for like $24. I want to say it was like $23.49, because if you pre-order with Amazon, whenever the price drops to the lowest point, you get it for that lowest price. I think now it's at $24.99, and the regular box set that's not a Steelbook is like $21. So for a few dollars more, you get the Steelbook, you get the collector's guide. I don't know if the collector's guide comes in the regular edition. I do know that the digital is across the board. If you order through Mills Creek, you will always get the digital download codes. Anyway, I think it's a really great set, and it's for a really great price, and it's a piece of monster history for all of us that have grown up on like creature double features from back in the 70s, even in the 80s. If you're an Ultraman fan, this is kind of a must get. If you're a Godzilla fan, you would love this. Anyway, I thank you for watching. If you're new to our channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you've been with us a while, we really appreciate you being here. As you've heard me say before, we are a young channel, and your viewership means the world to us. So we really appreciate you being here. And again, this is Jase for Marshall Made Collectibles. Thank you for watching, and take care.